Barcelona. Eso es como lo hacen. That's how they do it. Let's go. Barcelona, Copa del Rey champions. Oh my goodness, I love this club. Beating Real Madrid in the final, an exhilarate final, a perfect final with all sorts of controversy, all sorts of damage, red cards. The perfect final. You can't have a final without those things. You can't have a final without fights, controversy, reds, insane goals, mistakes, everything. And that makes the perfect Copa del Rey final. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to EA Football, and I'm your boy Ethan. And today we're going to review Barcelona's win in the Copa del Rey. Vamos, VISCA BARÇA. Let's go. We finally got the Copa del Rey. And I think it's like 32nd or 33rd Copa del Rey, but we won it. And to be fair, it wasn't our best match, but the boys did show that they were worthy of the trophy. They managed to pull out the win. Jules Kounde with a dagger of a goal to send Real Madrid back to the gulag, down where they belong. And this match had everything. Oh my goodness, I just cannot. There's so much I have to talk about for this match, because this match was loaded with everything. Everything. But let's first talk about the defense. In the first half, I loved the defense, and I thought it was very good. And I genuinely didn't think that Real Madrid had any chances. In the second half, it disconnected. And it disconnected badly. I have a few players that I'm going to start ranting about when we get to player ratings. But in that second half, we looked horrendous in the back. It's been like we've been looking like this for like quite some time. I can't speak English. Yeah. That second half defense was so bad, but our offense made up for it. Well, I guess you could say our defense made up for it as well, because Jules Kounde buried Real Madrid with that goal. But our defense looked like turkey in the second half, and everyone could see it. Flick could see it. That's why he had to make changes to certain people, I'll say, in the player ratings. But it was bad in the second half. It got so much better when they put on Araujo. And I know how much you guys know how my opinion is on Araujo, but he was a wall today. He was unstoppable. And I was saying all over my Twitter on how that defense was bad in the second half. And after the substitutions, Flick clearly knew what he was doing. And I have to give so much credit to him, because those substitutions of Araujo and Fermin changed the match, because the other two players, Olmo and Martin, were having bad games. That is great from Barcelona. The midfield looked great in the first half. Pedri with an absolute rocket. Take a bow, Pedri. That goal was incredible. Outside of the box, top left-hand corner, Courtois couldn't do nothing. And it was incredible from Pedri. And De Jong was doing good as well. But in that second half, they were overrun by a Jude Bellingham who was immense today. Jude Bellingham was absolutely untouchable today. And if it wasn't for Barcelona subbing off Pedri and De Jong because they looked gassed, I think Real Madrid would have won this match. I'm going to be honest with you. Despite how bad Madrid have been, I genuinely think they win this match if Pedri and De Jong stay, because they looked so tired. And it's not their fault. I mean, you can't blame it on Flick either, but it's just the overworking of our players from all of these fixtures, congestions, and it's been a big topic around everywhere. But yeah, the front line I thought was decent. They did miss a couple of chances. Obviously, you could see Lewandowski was missing. But was he really? Was he really? Yeah, he was. If he was there, we would have won by like 6. But Ferran did so good today. And that is good to see, because Ferran, like I said before, in the past few months, Before this season, he has been woeful. He was supposed to be sent out in the summer. But this season, Flick has revived this guy. And I think he has like 18 goals and assists this season. He's been a monster today. And I can see why he earned man of the match. Because he was incredible today. Ferran, you need to take a bow. Because that clinical finish to take out Courtois, who is probably one of the best keepers in the world right now, to take him out of his place and absolutely steamroll a goal that ties up the game, absolutely brilliant from Ferran Torres today. Lamine Yamal, 2 absolutely beautifully sublime assists today. Lamine, this kid is just showing all the potential he has to become something great in the future. And he is going to be great. He is already great. He's doing this at 18 years old. Messi-esque assists today. That second assist was so perfect. Oh my goodness. He was immense today. And then there was Rafinha. And I'm not going to say anything that much badly about Rafinha, but I don't think it was his best game. I don't think he had a bad game. Because he looked threatening on that side, but he didn't have his best game. So, hey, that's what happens. Sometimes you have good games, sometimes you have bad games. All you have to do now is celebrate because we have won the Copa del Rey, and that is what we're here for Barca to do. VISCA BARÇA, we win the Copa del Rey. Let's go. Let's move on to a subject I really don't like talking about because of how much it's been brought up in the past few weeks. The referees. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring him up again. It wasn't great. It was not great at all, and he was bad for both sides. Barcelona should have gotten at least 3 penalties in this game, and it was so obvious because the first one, questionable. You could see Valverde hand the ball. You could give a penalty because he touches the ball with his hands and prevents it from, and he changes the direction of the ball. I think it's a penalty, but I could see if it's not given. The second one, that's a penalty. Yeah, it's literally obvious. That one was a penalty, and that third one, mother of God. We're switching to Premier League referees now. That was actually a penalty, and it was so easy to see. He had to call VAR, give him something, because that was obviously a penalty. Everyone could see it. Even some of the Real Madrid players thought it was a penalty. But he didn't give it either. And there was one near the end with Rafinha. I don't think that's a penalty. He flopped. He jumped over the player, over Asensio, and he clearly flopped because there was no contact. And then there was one in stoppage time, which I also didn't think was a penalty, but I'd be okay if they gave it anyways because he does fall over and there is contact. But these referees really need to stop making the game about themselves. It's so bad to the point of it just being a whole drama that happened before the match with Madrid and the referees. It has been so bad. And the Premier League and La Liga really need to step it up in terms of putting these referees in their place. But that's all I'm going to say about them because Real Madrid also need to work themselves out. Not like match, but for bullying the referees. They bullied the referees so much in this match. And although he was bad today, you have to feel bad for him because it is a really hard match to try and referee. And these Real Madrid fans are treating him like a kid. They're throwing him on the floor, throwing rocks at him. Rudiger was literally so upset to the point of he was going to beat the referee up. That's how bad Real Madrid treat the referees. And it's really, really upsetting for the referees to have to go through this. Shame on Real Madrid players, Real Madrid media, Real Madrid TV, and some of the fans that treat the referee badly. Not all of Real Madrid fans treat the refs badly. It's just a very small minority, but they're very vocal, and you just have to feel for the referees there. He had a bad game today, but you just have to feel for them. And I'm not going to say much more about that because, like I said, what are you going to do about that? They're going to keep doing it, and there really should be laws in place to deal with people like that. But, yeah, we ended up winning this game, and we made it so hard once again because Barcelona always make it hard to win a trophy on themselves, even though the job is super easy. And we did pretty well in terms of getting at least a win, because at some points I thought we weren't going to win. We took advantage of the fullbacks, Lucas Vazquez and Ferland Mendy, who came off like really quickly, and Fran Garcia looked shocking today. In that second half, Fran was better, but Vazquez, gosh, dude, I don't know why he's still playing in Madrid. He is so bad. But we did that in the first half. In the second half, since we looked a lot more tired, we started to stick back a little bit, and that's what killed us. And in the first match, in the first half, we actually did so much better in the second half, and in the third half, we just got it together to try and get it past the line. That's what we needed to do. We got it all quickly, and that is all that we needed to do. I am so happy for Barcelona. Quadruple hopes are still alive. They are still alive. I was all over my Twitter doing stupid stuff with the game and things because a quadruple is still alive. We could still do the 4P. It's looking dire because we have that Inter match and we've just gone through extra time, which is going to be disgusting, by the way. Extra time in this match, and we have to go to Inter, or we have to play Inter. That doesn't sound very good, but we'll just have to see what Flick does. All right, let's move on to the player ratings, because these are going to be interesting, because I thought some of the players did well, and some of them had stinkers. So, Szczesny, 6. 6 for Szczesny. His distribution was better, but for that free kick, it was his goalkeeper side. He should have saved it. I genuinely think he should have saved it, because it was his side, and he let that in. And the header, a bit harder, but it was straight in the middle of the goal. I really wish Ter Stegen got back. I don't think it would matter as much, but not a good game from Szczesny today. A few iffy moments as well during the end of the match, but I'm going to give him a 6. Gerard Martin, 5.5. I'm just not convinced with Gerard Martin. I mean, he does not look at all at the level of Barcelona. Getting way too forward, going up way too much, making passes that just did not connect at all. And they opened him up for one of the goals. And he did not look at all in place. It's a 5.5 for me for Gerard Martin, and he was rightly taken off by Flick for Araujo, who had miles of a better game than Martin. It's a 5.5 for me. He did not do good. Kubarsi, 7 for me. 7. I think he was our best center back today, alongside Inigo, our best two defenders. They were trying their hardest with the disaster that Gerard Martin was putting on the left-hand side. But it was a good game from him. He actually had some really good clearances and prevented Real Madrid from going ahead by a few goals more than it was expected. So it's a 7 for me for Kubarsi. Inigo, I'll also give him a 7. I think he had a pretty good game. Made a vital tackle to deny Kylian Mbappe from getting the third goal for Real Madrid, and did pretty well in terms of keeping the Real Madrid players out of the box, despite Gerard Martin having a stinker. But it's a 7 for me. I might actually go 7.5 for Inigo Martinez. He played really well today. Kounde, 8.5. Actually, 9. Game winner. Looked so good in his position today. Did really well holding off Vinicius and Bellingham. And he did so good today. This is what I'm saying. Kounde is one of the best right backs in the world. That might be a delusional take, but I genuinely think that he is one of the best ones. And that goal was so good, punishing Real Madrid and Modric for a mistake they made. And Brahim Diaz with that mistake as well. Modric and Brahim played awful today, and they made that mistake. Kounde capitalized on it and dispatched a shot right into the left bottom corner to win the game for Barcelona and win the Copa del Rey. It is a 9 for me today for Kounde, and he played so well today. He's giving me a loss of words. That's how well he played today. De Jong, I'm going to go with a 6.8. I think he did good, but in that second half, he looked a bit leggy. He looked a bit tired, and you could see visually that he was just gassed out in that second half. He was getting overrun by Bellingham. Bellingham was putting him on toast. And on defense, you could see he was clearly gassed out. So it's a 6.8. Might actually go 6.5 for Frenkie de Jong today. Pedri, 7.5. No, not 7.5. 8 for me today. He was incredible. That goal was so good. Dispatches it in the top left corner. Top of the key. It's an 8 for me today. He was incredible in that midfield. The second half, he looked a bit tired, but he got taken off and he managed the game with the best he could because he was tired. So I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was incredible today, and once again showing why he's one of the best midfielders in the world. Now we go up to the front, where we have Dani Olmo. It wasn't great. 6 for me today for Dani Olmo. It wasn't great, and didn't have the impact he usually used to have in a bunch of other games. You could say it was decent performance from Dani Olmo today. I genuinely didn't see it, but it's a 6 for me today. Didn't play well, but most players, sometimes they have stinkers, sometimes they have good games. You can't have good games without bad games. So he had a bad one today, but that doesn't mean I still think he's a great midfielder. So it's a 6 for me today. Lamine Yamal, 8. Incredible 2 assists. He was untouchable on that right-hand side. Put Fran Garcia on toast and Mendy on toast as well. And those 2 assists were Messi-esque assists. They were so good. It is an 8 for me today. He is proving why he's going to be the best youngster in the world and the best player in the world in a few more years. Even now, probably. He's just been incredible. 8 for Lamine Yamal. Rafinha, 6.5. I didn't think he had a bad game today, but there were some questionable moments where Barcelona definitely should have scored 2 goals if not for his terrible decision-making. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here. But there was 2 moments, both 3v2s, where Rafinha could have passed the ball and shoot from a terrible angle. Pass the ball, dude. Pass the ball to Lamine or Ferran, who were both having incredible games today. And he shot the ball from such a terrible angle. You can't be doing that in a final. It's not good for Rafinha today. But other than that, I thought he had a decent game. So I'll give him a 6.5. Ferran Torres, 9 for me today. Man of the match. Just incredible in that front position. He did the best he could to try to replace Lewandowski, who was injured. And I'd say he did a pretty good job. He looked so good today and dispatched that goal. Took advantage of Courtois' mistake and did so good in holding the ball up and being very technical in terms of getting past players. 9 for me. Absolutely beautiful performance from him. The substitutes. Let's start with Gavi. I think he had a decent game. Progressed the ball well. Got past some players. I'll give him a 7.5. I thought he had a decent game. Fermin Lopez, 8 for me today. Just so good when he came on. Gave you that energy when you needed it the most. Made Real Madrid pay in terms of giving the ball away, and he was incredible today. He looked like a force. He looked like a man on a mission today. And that is exactly what he did. He absolutely installed that energy into Barcelona to go and win this game and win the Copa. So it's an 8 for me for Fermin Lopez. Now we move on to Ronald Araujo, 6 for me. I'm just kidding. It's an 8 for me for Ronald Araujo. Whoa, I'm giving Araujo a big score? No way. He had a really good game today. He looked untouchable on that left-hand side. And when they put him in there, I don't think Real Madrid had any chances coming in on that left-hand side. He was a wall today. And I generally think we should have started him over Gerard Martin, even though he's out of position. Because he at least knows how to play defense and pass the ball. He was so good today. It's an 8 for me today for Ronald Araujo. It's a really good job from him. Eric Garcia, 7. Installed some energy in that midfield that wasn't present before. Did really well. It's a 7 for me today. Pau Victor. I'm glad we're giving Pau Victor minutes in a final because he has been incredible this season. For preseason, he was so good. So I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Really good to see him get minutes. Hansi Flick. 7.5 for me today. He got it right in the first half, but in the second half, he really should have taken out Martin, De Jong, and maybe even Pedri. No, not Pedri. He should have taken out Martin and De Jong earlier because they were visually struggling. But they did manage to take him off at least, and he installed all that energy with Fermin and Araujo. So 7.5 for Flick today. The referees can get a 3. We should have had 3 penalties. Terrible. Not good. I'm not going to bully the referee and be what Real Madrid does, but yeah, so that'll be it for me today. Barcelona win the Copa del Rey. We'll have to see what happens in the Champions League. I'm going to be scared for that match because we are going to be tired. Yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. VISCA BARÇA. Bye-bye. Yes.